All right, Yoshi, the time has finally come.
Wow.
I'm tired of you pooing all over this bloody carpet. I'm tired of you peeing on the tiles.
Wow.
I'm tired of you making a mess all over bloody Bryce's pillow. It's got to stop.
Wow.
So I'm going to teach you how to go to the toilet. It's time for some toilet training, so get your ass here, Yoshi. It's time to sit on this toilet. So it's pretty simple. I've been doing it for a few years now, and I actually prefer going to the toilet on the toilet rather than elsewhere. It's a bit more hygienic. So, Yoshi, it's time to sit up on that toilet, mate. So get up on there. You might notice that it's a little bit cold on the bum. You know, you do warm that up with your own body heat, so don't worry about that, mate. Actually, I don't know. I've got no idea if you have body heat or not. Are you a reptile, technically? Are you warm-blooded or are you cold-blooded? I've got no idea. I haven't really felt your pulse all that much. I don't know if you're more of a snake or more of a human. I don't know. I can't tell because you're wearing goddamn shoes. You confuse me. You got not lizard-like eyes, but you got shoes, so it just confuses me. Throws me right out. But regardless, anyway, that doesn't matter. It's time to actually put some mess into that toilet, mate. So think about something nice, something relaxing. Maybe some of those daisy emblems you collect in Yoshi's Island. Maybe some of them. Think about them. Relax. Let it go. Yes. Yes, Yoshi. That is absolutely what I'm after. You are a good boy. Who's a good boy? Well done. All right. Before you get off, you do need to clean yourself up, you know. Especially with, like, you know, your bottom is white, so it will show up quite a bit, and you're not wearing pants, so you don't have the luxury of just covering it up with some pants, all right, mate? So grab that toilet paper. Yep. Good job, buddy. All right, now just a simple wipe will do. Yep, that'll suffice. Well done. Well done. And, that's it. Well done, Yoshi. Congratulations. Now you can join the rest of us. We're actually in Reggie's Rec Room having a few drinks, so come and join us. I know you're only 8 months old, but I think in dinosaur years or Yoshi years, I think that's at least 16 years. So you're getting close to the legal drinking age, so that'll do. G'day everybody and welcome to the House of Mario, the South Australian Nintendo podcast that is backed by a 120 Power Star rating. I'm your host Drew Agnew and the doors to episode 189 are open. This week on the show we're talking about the crazy kids going in there getting Pokemon cards, but the sad thing is it's the crazy adults, they're the ones causing most of the problems in there. Mm-hmm. And Bryce and I are also going to dive into some of our thoughts about what we hope and might see at E3 regarding Nintendo this year. And Bryce, it's good to have you in the studio again. It's been a couple of weeks since you've been in here.
Yeah. Personal family stuff.
Yeah. So I hope you're going well. But you've brought some beautiful drinks here, Bryce. Yes, I'm looking forward to getting into these.
Yeah.
So this is, we haven't done a drink review in a little bit, but I've actually got no idea what to expect with what you've got here. So
I don't know either. So
explain what it is.
Monster Okinawa Dry.
Yeah.
So a dry draft beer made in Okinawa.
So and on the front, it's got like a sumo wrestler
Destroying buildings. Presumably Okinawa. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is he? The Godzilla or?
Well, I mean,
type figure.
Godzilla, God, Sumo.
So, and you actually noted before there was some braille on top of the can here.
Yeah.
Got no idea what it says.
No idea.
Yeah. Actually, the funny thing, I always think of two things when I think of braille.
Pokemon Emerald.
obviously, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, you get the braille chart to help you unlock the Reggies by reading braille. And also, one time my dad walked into the women's toilets by accident, couldn't see the sign because he didn't have his glasses on. But they had braille on the door. I'm like, there's no excuses. You could have felt the braille. All right, let's see what this tastes like.
All right.
Not too bad. That's all right. I'm pretty thirsty, though, so I think anything in liquid would taste.
I think that's just smooth.
It's like a smooth Carlton Dry. For anyone that lives in Australia has had Carlton Dry before. Yeah. Think of a real smooth version of that.
It doesn't have a bite at the end. It's like a smooth pull through.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, you need a good smooth pull through.
Yeah.
When the dust settles, take a moment to honor the legacy of the Monsucha with smooth, crispy refreshment. Very cool.
Yeah, because usually there's a bite at the end. There's no bite. It's like you get that taste, but at the end you don't get that bite that sticks around in your mouth for a second. Yeah, it's nice. It's good.
Yeah,
I like it.
So you just picked it up at the drive-through here? Is that where you got it?
Oh, I just went to. I'm like, because the original plan was to go. If anybody's looked at beer lately, I guess Four Pines did a collaboration with the Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah.
And they made a nitro beer that's based on Ben and Jerry's chocolate chip cookie dough.
I can't even imagine what that tastes like.
I've got a can at home, but I wanted to get another one so I could, bring it here and do it on the show. But unfortunately, the drive-through where I work at was closed for the night. So I'm like, well, damn, missed that opportunity. Oh, well, but it's fine. I'll get to it another day.
We'll have to try that next week.
Yeah,
Sounds interesting because whenever there's like a dessert beer, it's always like, that sounds gross. And you taste it, it's like, that is pretty ordinary.
Yeah. But apparently that's not too bad. It would just take some getting used to. It's really, I'm not sure. That's just what I've been told.
I love the cookie dough. I love Ben and Jerry's ice cream, cookie dough, all that stuff. We'll see what their beer's like.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 4 Pines. I'm sure it's not too bad, but yeah, we'll see.
All right, so Bryce, let's jump into our Guru Geek Out, and I've got an interesting Guru Geek Out this week. I've got a packet of Pokemon cards. I've got a tin of, what's this one called again? Hidden Fates.
Hidden Fates,
So we've got some Hidden Fates Pokemon cards here, and I'm going to test my luck, see if I can open up some decent pulls here on the podcast, see if it works for me.
You get the nice ASMR of the wrapper.
Yeah. This one's not so nice. It's a bit more harsh.
A bit more crackly.
Plastic. So this one comes with the Charizard GX. I thought it would be a little bit in topic with the sort of all the Pokemon card stuff going on at the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
How Target has banned them from in person purchases in America.
Yeah.
Don't know. They got rid of all the Targets around us, so I got no idea.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's a beautiful little Charizard
That is a
promo
card.
card. Yeah,
So
you might want to sleeve that.
I will sleeve that. Oh my god, that's right. I'll leave it in there actually. So if
Yeah,
real nice card
for the visual people. But see, I opened one of these on our card stream, and look at it in the camera. Like if you go like that, look at how oily that looks, Drew. That looks like extraordinary oily in comparison to what you're looking at. So yeah, a little bit of a tidbit there for the visual people, but yeah. Otherwise, pretty good.
We've got 4 packs, Bryce, so let's go.
4 packs.
So while I'm doing this, do you have any Guru Geek Outs for this week while I'm getting these open and all that?
So I suppose my Guru Geek Out is I've been working towards growing my community on Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Yes.
Which has turned out really well, and it's been a good sort of to sort of put things into perspective lately. What's happened with me being missing from the show is my grandmother's had a fall recently, and it's taken away her independence. The doctors have told her today. So, unfortunately, that's really sad, and she is the last grandparent I have. So it is sort of a very nasty event, I guess. And I guess I just needed some community that just would like to chat on and off randomly about something that's completely separate from the from the stuff I got going on in life. Because sometimes it is. Sometimes it's like just talking about a game or something is good.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I started growing the community again after having just a friendship group as part of it for the last year. And over the last week, I've met a whole bunch of cool faces who are all looking to do the same thing in game, which is like grow and help teach people how to play or, do stuff together. And yeah, it's really positive and a sort of a good outlook. So it's definitely helped me with my mentality there for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm really happy to hear that because what's happened this week, just.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah. Bit of a head.
Just life, man. That's how it is, unfortunately. Can't get away from it.
I had a similar thing just with video games this week. Just feeling a bit like just bit just mentally
drained.
Yeah. And I come home and I said, you know what? I haven't got all the way through 3D World my Mario 3D World yet, so I'm going to go through that, and I've just been like 100%ing each level I've been going through and just finding it really relaxing. And
That's good.
finding the last couple of nights, stayed up to like 1 o'clock in the morning just playing that. Really, really enjoying it.
Cool.
Because when it came out, I was sort of like, yeah, I wasn't super in the mood for it, but that's the thing I'm trying to take on more these days. It's like, you don't have to play what you don't want to play straight away.
Yeah, that's right.
Especially in that case where it's like a port or whatever.
Absolutely.
All right, bro. So let's see if we can test our luck here. Well, test my luck. What did you get the other day?
Out of this,
Yeah.
not a hell of a lot. I got one baby shiny.
Because this is my first pack I'm opening up. So we're going through it now. We've got a Coughing Voltorb, got a Reverse Holo Chansey, and a Holo Brock's Training.
Yep, I got one of them.
Not very exciting at all. Bros.
I'd love to see like a full GX shiny from this. This would be nice.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
I would absolutely love that for you.
Thank you, friend. Jinx, Missy's Determination, Brock's Pewter City Gym, Voltorb, Pikachu. It's a nice Pikachu.
It is a nice Pikachu.
Coughing, Paris, Reverse Holo Jolteon, and a Holo Vaporeon.
Hello, Vaporeon. Plenty of Eevees in this set. I'm hoping they bring that the new Eevee set that they revealed for Japan into English. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that looks really nice, doesn't
It's
it?
dope. Yeah.
Got like the custom
Custom, yeah. Like the V cards and stuff like that of all the different evolutions.
yeah.
Like a VMAX Espeon that looks just absolutely cool.
Oh!
Oh, hello, Guzzlord.
We got a Guzzlord GX. That looks really nice. And they've got a Mew behind
And a
there. Standard Mew.
Let's have a look.
Wow, that's pretty
Wow.
cool.
Ah, that's a gorgeous card.
That is a nice card.
Eat Sloppily is its first attack.
That's a shiny one too. Just
Yeah, of course it's shiny.
yeah, has to be shiny.
Yeah. Ah, that's beautiful. That's what I wanted from mine the other day, but didn't get like something like that. But oh well, it's fine.
You wanted like an Umbreon or
an Umbreon would have been so good. Yeah. That's a gorgeous card though. Well done. That's a good shiny. Fantastic. You've got one to go.
one to go.
1-1-1-1 to go.
So I'll read out all these cards. So we got Water Energy, Giovanni's Exile, Koga's Trap, Lieutenant Surge's Strategy, Cubone, Voltorb, Geodude, Eevee, Clefairy.
Oh my god, dude.
Holy shit.
How lucky are you?
Is that a gold card?
That is a gold
a
card.
Tapu
Bulu GX.
GX gold card.
Fantastic, man.
And a standard Clefable
What is it with you
behind
and
there.
gold cards?
Jesus Christ, how rare is that?
What is it with you and gold cards?
How rare is that? Is
Is
that a rare one? Or
it's pretty fucking rare.
is that on like the same thing as my Eternatus or what?
Yeah, well, in this set, there's 4 of these, and it's all for the Tapus, and then that's it.
Shit.
Yeah. So that's pretty good, man. That's wow.
That was not a bad little... Because I went there just to get an Elite Trainer box. A few episodes ago, we did a break where 4 of us actually had a bit of a competition who can have the best opening for their Shining Fates Elite Trainer box. And we're actually going to do another one, so stay tuned for that. And I just picked up mine the other day. And yeah, I just saw that they had these as well. So that was a nice little pickup. I got 3 really good cards from that.
Yeah.
3 really good cards,
That's dope, man.
including that promo card there. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. I bet you that promo card's worth more than both of those, though.
I mean, it's a Charizard one. I said, because there was an option between, I think it was a Raichu and I forgot the other Pokemon that was part of the set, but I said, can I please have the Charizard one? I think that was, if any of the cards are going to go up in value, that they're going to be the ones. So you're looking at the price there.
Yeah, I am. Yep. Now you keep talking for a minute. I'm looking. Having a good look, you know.
Yeah, no, you got to do your research because, yeah, the other day I just saw like the first price. I'm like, oh, $300 for like my Pidgeotto, but it's like, no, Drew, it's a completely different card you're looking up there from a.
Yeah, that's right.
You're dreaming, Drew. You're dreaming. It's like a boy can dream. A boy can dream. Wow, that's Look at this card. Look at this. Oh, it's beautiful. I know this isn't great for like the audio listeners, but I wasn't expecting to get anything. I was gonna just drop it and be like, all right, well, got nothing from that and continue on. But a little bit flabbergasted. I'm keen to see how much it's gonna be worth. I saw, was it 150 or something? I saw when you were going down on there.
For a Gem Mint 10, it's $124.99.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good.
Oh, it's definitely not 10 or 9. Look at the back here.
Yeah.
So So you look at the condition of the card, you can see really easily on the back from the borders. This is how even they are. One side is really thick, the other side is very thin.
I could still pass it off as a 9 though.
You reckon?
Yeah, definitely.
It's just like its cutting was like, even if you compare it to this Guzzlord one, it's just...
You have to remember it's an averaged score, so if everything else is about everything else about the card's pretty good, even if it's off center, it could still hack a 9 quite easily. But yeah, no, that's fucking amazing. Well done.
Thank you, Sam.
Well done. Yeah, you're definitely gonna have to sleeve that shit up. Jesus,
I'll put them over here.
you're way too lucky.
I don't know about that. Unless I got a Charizard sitting in my Elite Trainer box. I don't know. Don't know just yet.
If you don't have a Charizard sitting in your Elite Trainer box, I hope it's in mine. So
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. If it's not in mine, I hope it's in one of you other guys. I just want to see someone open it while I'm there and just react to it. That's all I want. Whether it's me, you, or...
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. I'm pretty determined to pick one up next week if they've got any left. If not, I'm gonna have to order one online. We're gonna have to delay the stream a little bit longer probably.
Yeah, no, that's not stupid. That's all good.
So I think everybody's pretty happy to just wait and do it again because it was a fun night. It was a really fun night, and I think that's what was important about the whole thing. You know, yeah, so we had fun.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. I think, like, I was not expecting to be going back into it, especially so soon. But just with Brendan at the very end, be like, oh, I've bought one, boys. Like, he literally bought one as we were talking.
Yeah,
he
bought one on the spot.
I'm like, don't do that to us because we're all suckers. We're going to follow you like a pack of dogs.
Yeah, we all want that.
Yeah, we want it so bad.
But, hey, yeah, you know, that's cool. We'll get into it and we'll do it again another day.
I feel what makes me feel really, really bad as well, like, you know, you are going to be putting on Afterpay. It's just, it's like you haven't even paid it off yet. Oh, let's do another one. That's when it really comes across like a really dangerous addiction.
Well, yeah.
When it's just like, oh, you know, you're literally putting it on Afterpay, trying to pay it off. And
well, that's why I didn't join in the first one because I'd just gotten cards and I'm like, yeah, not right now because yeah, whatever. But it's been a little bit now. It's been, you know, couple weeks, and I could sort of, I'll be like, all right, I've got an Afterpay coming up, because I always have Afterpay on a week cycle, so I've always got something new coming in because it's good shop therapy, but
yes,
not blowing heaps of money at once, you know, so I've got an Afterpay coming up next week. Once that's cleared off, then I'll get an ETB. And then I'll join in on the little hype train. Hopefully one of us gets a Charizard. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
If I get another Charizard, I'll squeal my head off. I'll be the Charizard master out of the group because I've already got one.
You've already got one.
I've already got one.
I reckon because of that, you should spread the wealth a little bit. You should let us get some.
No. I want all the Charizards.
Not that you have any sort of control over that matter.
No, absolutely not. No. And if I pull one on stream, I'm definitely not sending it to one of you guys. I'm keeping that shit.
That's a good call. Good call.
Yeah.
You said about retail therapy, and I've been finding that every time I go into the city, I'm always going to EB Games and Big W and spending like too much. Especially like I go into Big W and I'm like, all right, hopefully they got Elite Trainer boxes for this break we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
Buy another one. There's $100. Oh, I see they've got a tin of what's it called? Hidden Fates.
Oh. $100.
No, that was
35.
That was 35 or whatever.
Yeah.
So I could do that. And I'm also in there and I see that they've got Miitopia for $60 or $59. I'm like, all right, I'll give it a go physically, and you know, if I don't like it, I'll trade it back in or return it, whatever.
So you went and bought Miitopia?
So yes, I bought Miitopia. I haven't played it yet. I bought it yesterday, so I haven't put it in. Last night I was playing Mario 3D World. I think I'm on there for like probably the next half a week or so.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go through and gradually 100% that, but mainly just like Miitopia, I want something just pretty straightforward and something I can just like level up and do that type of thing. And Miitopia is that.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it. Like, I don't have any Miis on my Switch, not one. Like, even in Mario Kart 8, they're like, select a Mii. I'm like, okay, I'll just select the dark skinned guy because I guess that's most similar to me.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I've got no me, so I'm gonna have to import them all from my 3DS.
Just make new ones. Everybody's making really creative new Miis.
Yeah, just like the creation tool in Miitopia, it looks awesome. Kind of the thing that made me most interested in playing it. One was talking to Delfino on the show a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And just her passion and excitement for it and how she's explaining. I'm like, okay, this game actually, maybe I shouldn't ignore it so much. I never played it on 3DS. It was sort of a late 3DS game when the Switch was already out. So I sort of slipped there, and it is pretty expensive for what it is as well. And if I wasn't like recording a Nintendo podcast each week, I don't know if I would have gone for it necessarily, but it's definitely one of those games I think we can at least put a shine on or put a shine off, depending on what we think of it. But yeah, keen to play it. Just seeing everyone's creations. I saw someone created like Kratos and Kat from Gravity Rush and all these PlayStation characters. And like Mega Man and all that. I'm like, I want all of them in the same game. I just want to see it in an RPG and have like Reggie in there and you and me and God knows what else. Like it'd be a lot of fun because I got a huge kick out of Tomodachi Life on 3DS as well. Just for the same reason. You put like you and me in the same room and they talk their gibberish and all that. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
So I probably will get a really good kick out of this game, but I haven't played it yet. I'll play it over the next week. And the other bit of retail therapy I've done as well, I've done a lot of retail therapy. You think I'm going through like bloody a hard time, but I just feel like buying stuff. That's the dangerous.
That's how it gets you.
Yeah, that's how. Because I was picking up cupboards from Bunnings.
Right.
I'm like, oh well, might as well go to EB Games and spend some money.
Spend some fucking money, mate.
So yeah, I actually picked up a new 8BitDo controller. So this is the 8BitDo Pro 2 controller.
It's a very nice controller.
And I had the original 8BitDo Pro SN30, I think they called it. But they've sort of dumbed down the name now. And they've added some brand new things to it. So it's got some back buttons on the back, so you can map them to any button on the Switch. And the main reason I really like these controllers too is it's got like an excellent D-pad.
They do.
Yeah, if you've ever tried to play a 2D game on the Pro controller, or of course the Joy-Con just with 4 buttons, the D-pad is not up to scratch. It's really not good.
Not good.
So with the Switch having so many awesome 2D games to play, I really need a good D-pad. So I've got 2 of these, and I've got 2 Pro controllers, and now when people come over for Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, and some multiplayer games, I've got 4 controllers to play.
Right. You got everything you need.
Yeah, I'm keen to see how this controller works as well, because you can hook it up to your Switch, Mac, whatever you're going to use it with, and you can also connect it to a mobile app and map all your buttons and have like your trigger sensitivity, your stick sensitivity. You can control how much your triggers actually push in as well. That functionality is a bit restricted on Switch because it doesn't support analog triggers, as we all know. It's just like it works as a button, the triggers, which is really frustrating. It makes games like Trials and Need for Speed and stuff just kind of unplayable on Switch, unfortunately, because you can't,
or at least harder.
Yeah, because like with Trials, it's very much just like Trials, like the 2D motorbike game, when you're like trying to do like very slight movements, and it's either on or off on Switch. It's just like it's not good.
No, it's not fun at all.
Yeah, but yeah, really looking forward to using this controller. I've been playing in handheld mode just on the couch the last few days, so I haven't actually needed the controller, even though I went and bought one. But yeah, looking forward to doing that. I've actually... my pre-orders at EB Games are a bit ridiculous this year. I've never had so many pre-orders. Just with
What did you get on pre-order?
Oh, just with like Pokemon cards, obviously. I've like, you know how they've all been delayed multiple times?
Yeah.
They've all like staggered out. So every time I go in there, I'm like, do I have anything? Because I don't know when stuff's coming out. I've got the Zelda Joy-Cons pre-ordered.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of Amiibo pre-ordered. I think I got the Zelda Skyward Sword one, and I think I've got like a Monster Hunter one. And I did the Monster Hunter one by accident because I couldn't remember my card details. So I went to EB Games to see if I could just bring them up on there because I've got them saved there. And just automatically just sent it through. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm getting that Amiibo. And it's not the first time that's happened either. Do you see if there's a Funko Pop down there, Bryce? The Mew one?
Yeah.
That's exactly how I got that one.
just trying to figure out what my expiry date or something was, and I just I guess I'm getting the Mew
Funko Pop.
Funko Pop. Yeah, I've never bought a Funko Pop in my life, and I accidentally bought one. At least it's a Pokemon one.
At least that wasn't like fucking like Rick and Morty or something.
Yeah,
Something you have zero interest in.
Hey, yeah, I've got nothing wrong with Rick and Morty, but I can't say I'd be buying their like figures and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But oh well.
yeah.
You got a Mew. I guess that's something.
Yeah, let's keep it in the box next to Hatsumiko and all the amiibo and stuff.
Yeah. Why
Yeah,
not?
yeah, why not?
It'll work.
You just like,
I'm sorting out your Pokemon cards
Yeah.
while you're talking.
does it just like trigger your OCD that much for you? Like,
No, by all means. It's just like, it's something I can do with my hands like very quickly, so it's not too much of a problem. You can even inspect them if you want. You'd be like, did you sort my cards out right?
I'll get you to sort those boxes over there.
I'm not going that far, sorry.
I've got like tens of the buddy things. I want to get all my Snomon and benches out and see how many.
I'd have a fair few at this point too, I reckon. I'd have to go back and have a look. Look at that. I think that's pretty clean. What do we got here? We got put that to the front there. Didn't get anything in those, I don't think. But like all the grasses in the sequential order, all the fires in sequential order, all the waters in sequential order, all the electrics in sequential order, all the grounds in sequential order, normals in sequential order, psychics in sequential order, fairies in sequential order, trainers sorted by gym leader, and then energy.
Wow. Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, see, look, all that while you were talking, mate, I succeeded.
I've
There
got
you
to
go.
throw them across the room now just to
Yeah, that's exactly what you're going to do. I know it.
just make you wither.
I look at those tins over there, it makes me cry. When you look at how much like organization I've done in the mine, where I've like gotten this like post box thing and then like a bunch of other cardboard boxes, and I've got like trainer cards written on it, and then like Pokemon cards written on it, energy cards, and I'm like fucking sitting in there, and I organize it as much as I possibly can, and then I come to your house and look at all the fucking wrappers everywhere and just the cards like thrown into tins, and I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah. Well,
Like I spent money on that cardboard, I'm keeping it organized.
well. I open them, not a Charizard
See you later, to the win.
in the bin, or so it's not sparkly, not going in the folder and back in the tin.
Oh boy. All right.
All right,
News?
let's jump into the news. Then we'll get into the E3 sort of discussion. It's just like it's a really balls to the wall episode this week. I think we're just sort of getting back to things.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
getting a bit of joy into Bryce's week.
We're just hitting those buttons, doing those things.
Hitting those buttons.
Is that all?
Crippling card addictions.
My body is still
Oh, poor Ike.
Yeah,
Crippling
he's-
card addiction.
yeah, poor boy.
Poor man.
So really quick this week, not too much to go through, but just a reminder for Pokemon Go players that Community Day is on June 6th. And this is one you don't want to miss, guys. It's featuring Gible, the Generation 4 Pseudo-Legendary.
Gibble.
Yes.
Is it on a Saturday?
When is the 6th?
If it's on a Saturday, it's fucking out of my reach.
I think it's always on a Saturday. June 6th. Gonna have to look it up. This article doesn't actually tell me.
I'll have a look. So June 6th, everybody. June 6th.
Mhm.
You want to know when June 6th is and when you're going to be chasing Gibble, right?
Yeah. So from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. local time.
It's not. It's a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday.
June 6th. Are you sure it's June 6th?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It
a
is?
Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday.
Why was it a Tuesday?
I don't know. It's on a Tuesday.
A Tuesday?
Tuesday?
You serious?
Are you saying it's on a Tuesday? Yes, it is. I can actually attend that one. Wow.
That's weird.
At least to a degree.
Anyway, so according to Niantic, it's taking place on June 6th. From those times, Gibble will be appearing more frequently in the wild. You'll be able to get the exclusive move Earth Power for evolving Gabite into a Garchomp. And yeah, cool stuff.
Shinies.
Yes, shinies are very fun. I've actually got a shiny Gibble, which is nice, but I'll be able to get many more and put them into Pokemon Home and never see them again. Yeah, it's very
Trade fodder.
So we'll remind people on the close to the event.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we've got some more information for Age of Calamity DLC coming for that. So just a bit of a write-up from Nintendo Life. The article reads, one of last year's highlights on the Nintendo Switch was Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, a Musou spin-off set 100 years before the main entry, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. In case you've forgotten, this June we'll see the release of the first wave of expansion content for Age of Calamity. In an effort to drum up some excitement for next month's arrival, the game's Japanese Twitter account has shared a first look at the game's special purchase bonus. You can see in the Twitter post, its link is equipped with the Ancient Armor and Ancient Sword. So we've got information for the pre-order content coming. So personally, for me, I'm not really that interested in more content for Age of Calamity, but for those of you,
Yeah.
you know what your pre-order bonus is, and it's more than a wooden spoon this time. Well done.
By the sounds of it, they're only releasing like 1 or 2 characters per drop too. So it's kind of like, all right, I can move on. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what the actual like main content lies as well. Like usually the second drop is the bigger sort of content that most people get excited about. So we'll see what the first content drop is next month and go from there. We've got a brand new sort of announcement coming to Nintendo Switch. So Ni no Kuni 2 Reverent Kingdom Prince's Edition is coming to Nintendo Switch in September. So that's a big one. Ni no Kuni was a really big hit on PlayStation 3 back in the day and came out onto Nintendo Switch, which I haven't played yet, but I picked it up for like $13 on a sale like last year or something.
Yeah.
So it's one of those JRPGs I really want to get to. So if I like it enough, I might jump into the second game as well.
That's good.
And like literally, Bryce, this is the last news story. There is nothing going on this week, but this is just something involving Pokemon cards, as we brought up at the start. But we sort of talked about how Target are closing down in-person purchases of Pokemon cards. You can still buy them online, but just the way people are acting in store, fighting in...
Disgusting.
Yeah, just fighting in the car park, just destroying the store, making it uncomfortable for the employees and other customers. It's just like, it's totally not on. And it was brought up on a Twitter account called Pokemon News that there's a video of people just like waiting for the store to open, rushing in with trolleys, going to the aisle and just like pushing each other aside, getting as many as they possibly can as quick as they can into their trolley and going out. And according to like people that actually are familiar with that location, these aren't actually like Pokemon fans. They're not like, oh yes, I gotta get that Charizard because I'm such a big fan. It's just people wanting to resell them, which is one
Because that is turning into a profitable market. And I'll be honest, like starting to question whether I should even be participating in looking at resellers anymore, even though it's like the only way to get some Pokemon cards or whatever. I'm starting to think of not participating in that anymore because it's causing problems that shouldn't exist. Like I don't care so much if it's something that it's dead content and isn't currently on store shelves. Right, that's not too bad, but like stuff like Champion's Path, like my Champion's Path ETB came from a reseller.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I got it for $110, so I got it for market price anyway, but
Yeah, right.
I just I don't know. I don't think it's worth looking at these guys and doing it. But the problem is content creators are doing that. And they are buying from resellers. Like if they can't get something on day one, they're like, "Oh, well, I need it for YouTube content, so I have to buy it." I'm like, don't give them that fucking satisfaction. If you want to see it back on store shelves for store price, you need to stop.
Yeah. Like, I know from my point of view, I definitely will not pay more than I have to for a box of Pokemon cards. There's no way in hell. They're expensive enough as they are, just from the Pokemon company, let alone someone else putting $20, $50 on top of that. So there's no way I'm going to do it. So I do encourage people, if you are buying from a reseller, this is how they get them. They make it just like a shit place for anyone else to shop.
Yeah,
And all that.
and the people that have them aren't fans of Pokemon cards.
Yeah. Especially like, you know, I don't know where this is. I assume it's in the US somewhere, but just imagine like, you know, the US is starting to, you know, go back to normal. People are starting to eat out more, go to shops more. You can, you know, see your family and stuff, but like going back to it and having a situation where there's people just trying to get Pokemon cards and all that, it's just ridiculous. All they are is a bit of fun. There's nothing more than that. But yeah, it's just
Depressing.
it is a bit, yeah.
Yeah. And disgusting, all in the same breath.
Just that one breath. So disgusting. Yeah, so yeah, that's all the news this week, Bryce. We sort of had an episode late last week, so
Yeah.
time of recording, there was nothing else. We probably missed something huge. Who knows?
Well, we did kind of in this news segment, but it's not really a totally breaking news story as of yet.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll just put the warning here because it kind of makes the most sense to be here anyway. But as of a few hours ago, and like by the time this episode comes up, it'll probably be quite a while ahead into the day. But there was a major leak at a company, like a big publisher, that according to somebody on Twitter is uncharacteristic of leaking. So a lot of people at this point seem to be pointing fingers towards Square Enix or Bandai. And like the leak is very substantial. It's like trailers and stuff like that as well. Apparently things haven't actually broken yet, but it has been made very clear that the content is out there and it will be leaked. It's inevitable. So if you are interested in anything that's going out by Square Enix or Bandai Namco at this point, try to watch where you are in your communities with those two companies' games or what have you, because chances are, you know, you could get spoiled from them, and if you don't want to be spoiled, well, best leave it, because it is E3 news. It is stuff that they will potentially be showing off at E3 and beyond.
So where do you come down on like announcement spoilers? Because like obviously it's not like a movie or something where there's like, it's not like Avengers Endgame. It's like that, you know, if you get that spoiled, that's going to, you know,
Ruin the MCU for you.
yeah, it's going to ruin that movie experience for you if that is how you take in your movies. But when it is like, say, the Nintendo press conference, 2 weeks, well, not press conference, Nintendo Direct, in a couple of weeks, we're going to get these announcements. But if you like knew them now, would that ruin it for you? Or do you want to go in like excited and be surprised in that moment?
The thing is I'm never I'm going to be excited anyway. There's no here nor there about it. I'm always going to be excited regardless of how I hear about the news.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't. I'm too impatient. I'm just like, all right, I just need to know, right? And like that's where I'm sort of at with Nintendo at the current point in time, because like E3 is just around the corner. The only things that they've sort of been putting out, I think the only thing that I'm half interested in has been Mario Golf. We had Pokemon Snap recently, which was fine, but that's out now. And I've had my time and juice with that, so it's sort of at a point where I'm like, well, I want news. I want news that I'm interested in. I'm not interested in Miitopia, so I don't really want to hear about it.
Yeah.
You know, et cetera, et cetera. And it is at the point where it's just like, well, if I saw a leak, I wouldn't be mad, because it'll at least give me something to look forward to. I'm happy to hold on though. Like I'm not gonna be like fretting myself over finding out these leaks before they're announced, because like I think back to times like the Nintendo press conference that wasn't exactly a direct, but might as well have been a direct because it was entirely about the Switch, and it had Zelda's release date and stuff. Like I was pumped. I was pumped to see that, and yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, but like I wouldn't be mad if I saw them right now. If I was like plenty full of content, but they still had like a huge announcement, then I'd probably be a bit more mad, because it'd just be sort of the cherry on top of the cake where I'm like, woo, roller coaster. But yeah, right now I'm hungry for Nintendo content.
Yeah, I was thinking this the other day, like, it's been, I kind of lost sight of this a little bit over the last year, because it's just been like, you know, we're sort of dealing with what we're dealing with, you know, just if Nintendo says, like, here's a game that you look forward to, that's just cherry on top. That is some fun to be had, but there's too much other shit going on, and if they had nothing to release that year, that's fair enough because, the world's gone to
Yeah.
how it went. But since Animal Crossing, we have not really gotten one product from Nintendo where I'm like, yes, I cannot wait for it. It's been like a long time with like Age of Calamity. It's kind of like, it's not really like my type of thing of like the Muso gameplay. I was excited for the fact that it was a Zelda game and that there was a bit of story content in there for that version of Hyrule. But apart from that, I wasn't that amped for it. And since then, it's also been like a lot of announcements for ports, whether it is Miitopia or Skyward Sword HD or Mario 3D World. It's just like I've played these games to some extent before.
Yeah.
So there hasn't really been that excitement. Like it's been a long time since it's been like, oh, when is Smash Brothers coming out? Then not, there's the Smash Brothers announcement, and we're waiting for that, or Pokemon Sword and Shield, or these big tentpole games. It's been a long time since they've sort of come, and it leaves me sort of thinking this year with E3, what are we going to see? I don't want to make this a predictions episode, but I am just genuinely curious of what is going to happen. Like, because it's obvious that Nintendo's in a period where they are sort of recuperating themselves. They're getting content to pump out again. And whether that is for a brand new Switch model or it is just because they need time to develop these games and they all sort of came out pretty close to one another. I'm really looking forward to what's coming out. We're at sort of a point as well where, for the most part, it's like, we can't just say, oh yeah, well, surely there's a Mario Kart game, or surely there's a Smash Brothers game, or surely there's a 3D Mario game. We've sort of already got these games before.
Yeah.
So we're at the point in the Switch's life where we are thinking like, are we going to get new IP? Are we going to...
And a new console for that matter, which
Yeah.
we should find that out in 2 weeks. If it's not said within if it's not said in 2 weeks' time that we're getting a new console, like an upgraded version or whatever, I'm pretty certain we're not getting one. I feel like now is the time to do it, especially since like when you're talking about titles that we have on the radar that are big, that are going to make us go, we want news. Like I think of like Pokemon Legends Arceus and Breath of the Wild 2 are the two big titles that everybody wants to know more about. Funnily enough, they're relatively in the same genre, big open world spaces and, pushing the Switch's limits.
Yeah.
Arceus, I'm kind of like...
We'll see that in like a Pokemon Presents, I think.
Yeah, that's what I mean though, is like, but it's still a Switch exclusive, right?
Yeah,
so
of
that's
course,
like on the horizon of like, all right, this is something from like a major Nintendo IP we really want to see. Arceus, I think, still has a lot of work to get into it before anything else is shown, because of course you've got people that are just like, oh, the frame rate and this and that, and I'm like, it's a big undertaking, right? Arceus, like the Pokemon Company have never allowed something to have that big of a budget for Game Freak to do whatever the hell they want with it, so it's going to take time to polish it up.
I hope they've got a budget for it because they'll need it for an open world game.
Well, that's right, yeah.
We just assume they got a budget.
That's right. So it is sort of like we have to keep our hopefuls on that one for now, but I'm not expecting to see anything like huge unless, there's a massive development or something like that in the near future, which there won't be. And then Breath of the Wild 2 is obviously the next big thing that's coming up. When's Skyward Sword?
Towards the end of July.
Towards the end of July. See, and that makes things even more complicated, right? Because E3 is in like 2 weeks. Oh, well, 2 weeks after this week, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
2 weeks after this week, right?
We don't know when Nintendo's actually having their direct, but
we don't.
it's
But
between like June 11th and June 14th in that window.
that's right, yeah. And the problem with that is like, that makes people wonder, are we going to hear anything about Breath of the Wild 2 if they've already got a Zelda release in July? Because that's going to overshadow it completely. That being said, like if you want to play Skyward Sword, you shouldn't pick and choose. Like, I either get Skyward Sword or Breath of the Wild 2. Like, get both if you can afford it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Isn't that wild that when they released Breath of the Wild 2, like it's the same price as Skyward Sword?
Yeah. It's just irritating, I think, and a lot of people are sort of stepping back on the whole. The special edition was like an extra $20 and on the Wii, and you get a fucking Wii Motion Plus Wii remote, which was a requirement for that game. So it kind of makes sense to package it with it. So I can see why they didn't package Joy-Cons with this.
Yeah, because you already have them.
because you already have them and they don't require anything extra. But it is just a little bit irritating, I guess, with the people that are kind of like, give me this package because you did it in the past. I'm like, yeah, when it was a requirement. Like some people would literally not buy that game because it literally can't support their console, and that could be a huge amount of people. Because the Wii install base was not based on Wii Motion Plus; it was based on mostly, original Wiimotes. So,
Yeah, people that actually had the Motion Plus attachment would have been just minuscule.
yeah,
absolutely. Most people wouldn't even know about it.
No, that's exactly right.
It's only me who had the big long Wiimotes trying to bowl in Wii Sports Resort.
that extra inch and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's worth it though. Gets you that bit close to the TV screen. Makes you feel like you're there.
Yeah, that's right.
That's all it does. It doesn't actually do anything. It just makes it a bit longer so you can reach. You can scratch your back with it a bit better.
Oh, yes, perfect.
Just like rubber, dragging over your back hairs. Oh,
Just ripping them out.
oh god, that feels good.
But yeah, so like it was sort of a requirement, and with this, people are sort of like, oh, well, you're not giving me the same deal, then I refuse to buy it. I'm like, hate to say it, guys, but they have been putting out ports for a long time now on the Switch.
Oh,
This is no different.
I'm getting a bit tired of it. I think it's
Ports.
Oh
shit, yeah. Don't get me wrong.
like I quite like having the ports there because these games need to be on Switch. I don't know about Skyward Sword necessarily, but Donkey Kong and Mario 3D World and even, I don't know, it's just weird stuff from the 3DS being Miitopia and whatever. That's fine. That's It's all well and good. But when it's like, all right, when is the new stuff? I know, with some people just lost their mind about Pokemon Snap and stuff. They've been waiting for it for 20 years. That's all well and good, but it isn't the heavy hitter.
No.
And it's fair enough that we haven't had a heavy hitter in a while. I'm not blaming Nintendo for that, but I'm just really itching for one now. I am ready for Zelda or whatever they throw at us. But one thing I want to throw towards you, Bryce, is at E3, if Nintendo do have a direct and be like, all right, we're loading the cannon. We're going to have more information on Splatoon 3. We're going to share information for Breath of the Wild 2. We have probably won't have a new Mario project, but let's just put it there anyway. Just whatever games they have, the heavy hitting franchises that they've got, they're going to want to show them at the best possible sort of presentation they can. And they are more than likely being developed for the Switch Pro as well. There's no doubt in my mind that they're also going to make use of whatever that thing does.
Yeah.
But they can't really do that without not having the information of what the Switch, telling us what the Switch Pro is.
And what differences it's going to bring to the table. Yeah. Which, I feel like to some centric point, if they're going to base this direct on that, it's going to have to really push the note and being like, this is what a kind of a performance change you're going to see in stuff like Breath of the Wild or, because, and like I've mentioned it on the show before, but playing Breath of the Wild on PC, you can play it flawlessly now. And it's you can upscale it to 4K at 60 FPS to 120 FPS, depending on your graphics card. And it looks buttery smooth, plays absolute. It's delicious. It's delicious.
Just warm melted butter.
Warm melted butter. But anyway, that's the thing is that at the end of the day, they need something to push that through. There's 2 projects in the works, and that is Arceus and Breath of the Wild 2. Those are the ones that are going to clearly display the difference in what a Switch Pro can do. You're not going to fucking showcase it with Pokemon Sword and Shield. It's not... it's not going to make a difference to anybody there because they're already pissed off with how it performs on a normal Switch, even though other games perform much better. And it is sort of a case of I think we might even see, it is Zelda's 35th. It is Metroid's
35th.
It is, what was something else? There was something else.
It's Donkey Kong's 40th.
Donkey Kong's 40th.
Oh, Big Daddy Donkey Kong.
That's a lot of anniversaries in 1 year. A lot of major anniversaries in 1 year. And then, you've had the rumors about a new 2D Donkey Kong and stuff like that, sort of throwing around whatever. And all those things are going to be great, but, putting any of them in the limelight and being like, oh, look how good the Switch Pro performs on a 2D Donkey Kong game, or
Yeah.
a port of Zelda Wind Waker, or it's not the same.
I don't think that they'll never come out and say, "Oh, look at the performance. Look at how pristine this bit of technology is." That's just like not what Nintendo typically does.
Yeah, but
But who knows? Who knows?
DSi was kind of about that, like the differences in what a DSi could do, and
Yeah, true. And the new 3DS, they did the same. Like they put it next to each other and said, "Oh, look, it boots up."
Xenoblade Chronicles. Oh my god, you can play that on this, but you can't play it on this old one.
Super Nintendo games, God forbid, that can't run on the 3DS.
They can't run on a normal 3DS. And then we're like, But
if that was true, by the way, which it certainly is not, their emulator must be busted as fuck.
yeah,
Because it cannot run a Super Nintendo game.
nah, they're full of shit. Of course, it could run a Super Nintendo.
Oh,
game.
that is...
If it can run a GBA game, it can run a Super Nintendo game. The hardware differences is minuscule. Like in terms of it just depends on whether you're playing it portably or on.
Yeah, I mean, you got like
on
the
a
FX
TV.
chip, which is quite hard to emulate.
Oh shit! Yeah. Of course.
So you've got that. Because, like for example, the Game Boy Advance couldn't emulate the FX chip in the Super Nintendo cartridges for like Yoshi's Island and Star Fox, for example. But apart from that, I'm pretty sure they could.
Of course they could. You can mod a 3DS right now, put a SNES emulator on there, and it works. Like you don't have to.
You figured it out? And Nintendo didn't? Well done, Bryce. You should get a
I'm pretty sure everybody figured it out like 5-6 years ago, but you know.
6. Oh, geez.
Anyway, so it is, yeah, it's there's a lot of cool things on the horizons that are on the thought, right? And the rumors that sort of have come out. Does Bruno Mars is gay? Sorry, it's fucking Game Grumps joke. It's just all I can think about right now.
Just thinking of Aaron. You can't keep your mind off of him.
The rumor come out. Does Bruno Mars is gay? Yeah.
Find out.
And then it was like a whole article of broken English about Bruno Mars being gay. Anyway, it's like all those prospects are really nice, and you know we'll probably see more ports. Probably.
Oh yeah, of course we will. And like I said, I don't mind ports. Just give us some new stuff amongst there.
I'm wondering if they'll probably do. We've just got Pac-Man 99, which by the way I enjoy far more than Tetris 99. Sorry, Tetris fans. I know we've got a few of you in our little community.
I'm a
but
Tetris fan.
I like Tetris too, but I can't battle royale Tetris. People are too talented.
Yeah, no, it's gone way too far now.
Yeah, people are far too talented in Tetris, and like the skill difference between Tetris and Pac-Man, like. In Pac-Man, you just kind of got to know where you're going. You don't have to do much else than that. Whereas Tetris is like, you got to do a triple L spin into a flash, and then you're going to... And you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, I learned what a T-spin is because of Tetris 99.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
How the fuck do you
Yeah.
T-spin?
And like in the first week, I was getting like third or second. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so close. Then come back to it. It's just, yeah, I'll just get like 80th or whatever.
Absolutely
Like, just-
smashed. Yeah. It's a game of skill,
Hey,
Tetris.
someone's got to come in that position.
That's right, yeah.
May as well be me.
It's a massive skill gap in Tetris 99. But anyway, yeah, so like Mario 35, like we've had that. That's gone. I didn't even play it, to be honest. Mainly because I already played Mario Battle Royale on the internet, and
I did play it. All right.
yeah,
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
It was fun, yeah. You know, and that it served the same purpose. I'm kind of like, cool. Yeah.
It made it a little bit less appealing to pick up as well because you know it's going to go. So it's like, oh, well, you invest into it, you get good at it, but it's like it's going to be gone.
Yeah, that's right.
Then
yeah.
if you really do, if you're like, this is a great game, but it's gone.
Yeah, and then you're sad, and then
Yeah.
it hurts. But like anyway, that aside, you know, you got Donkey Kong and Zelda and Metroid to think about in all three of those things.
just Zelda is going to get an anniversary.
Yeah.
Metroid isn't. I can tell you
Well,
that.
judging by what they've said about Donkey Kong and like the rumors surrounded about that, that could be plausible. I don't see why that couldn't be. If anybody doesn't know, they reckon that it's the Odyssey team working on a 2D Donkey Kong game or something. That's plausible. I think that's perfectly plausible, and I think that could happen. Zelda's definitely going to have an anniversary because Zelda is Zelda, and like it is the biggest brother / competition to Mario in its own platform, for its own specific reason. Obviously, Pokemon's in its own league. so it doesn't really count.
Yeah, 100% owned Nintendo IP.
That's right, yeah. And then Metroid's been ignored for years, so I'm not expecting jack shit.
Yeah, and it sells like shit as well. So
The thing is, though, is Metroid could sell like hotcakes if it's done correctly.
oh yeah, of course.
Like,
We haven't seen like Metroid Prime, obviously 1 and 2.
how much did Corruption sell? You keep talking. I'm going to check how much Corruption
Yeah.
sold.
Metroid Prime 1 and 2, fantastic games, obviously on the GameCube, so they're limited in what they could sell to a very niche sort of market. So
Yeah.
there's only like 23 million GameCubes sold worldwide, and the Wii for Prime 3 was just a completely kind of wrong market for that type of game at the time as well. You got the hardcore Nintendo fans, but apart from that, you don't have any other sort of gamers who are playing on Xbox 360 or that interested in going and playing Metroid Prime 3 who would be playing Call of Duty and whatever they're playing at the time, BioShock and kind of similar type of atmosphere games. But like I could see like with Prime 4, if they pull it off correctly, if they get like, a decent reviews, get people in there, like a good multiplayer mode, awesome story mode, I could see it really taking off. I don't know if it would take off like Splatoon type of sales. I don't think so. But I can see it going really well for Nintendo, and if they keep building upon that, it'd be really great. Because we've seen Metroid have absolutely fantastic multiplayer, and it's only in the bloody DS game.
Yeah, and they can pull it off, and that's what they need. They need their own like multiplayer first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Like Splatoon is good, and Splatoon is exactly what it needs to be, and it's popular for a reason. It has competitive multiplayer.
And the difference between like that and Splatoon as well is like on Hunters on DS, it was character-based, characters with different abilities,
and it was cool.
And look what happened to class-based first-person shooters. Look how they
went
exploded.
huge.
Like it was kind of a similar thing to Overwatch.
Yeah.
Obviously, very different game modes and different.
Well, yeah, I would probably put it more in the camp of what's it called? Monday Night Was it Monday Night Combat? I'd probably put it more in the camp of Monday Night Combat, which was kind of like a niche Xbox Live Arcade game.
Yeah, I got no idea what that is.
It was good, and like the thing is so was Hunters. Hunters was an awesome multiplayer thing, and we played a heap of it. And like I feel like they can absolutely do something like that with Metroid 100%, and it would be they could make like a Hunters versus Federation versus I guess, what do you do? Space Pirates or something, multiplayer, where you have objective-based game modes, and you can sort of run around and do that. Like, I think that would be great. But sort of just to like capitalize on this, since we're still talking about Metroid, I'm going to read the Wikipedia page. So this is its praises plus its copies sold worldwide. Games Radar named Metroid Prime 3 Corruption the 10th best Wii game of all time out of a list of 25, stating that Metroid Prime 3 is the ultimate achievement of the series. The formula, which has been repeated several times by Corruption, has been tweaked and pruned to its most perfect point, with some of the best shooting on the system. In IGN's Best of 2007 awards, Corruption received the awards for Best Wii Adventure Game, Best Artistic Design, and Best Overall Adventure Game. GameSpy ranked it as the second best Wii game of the year, behind Mario Galaxy, and honoured it as the best innovation on the Wii. Australian website MyWii named Prime 3 as the second best Wii game currently available behind Super Mario Galaxy. Despite being released on August 27th, Corruption was the fifth best-selling game of the month, with 218,100 copies sold. It also debuted at the fifth spot of the Japanese charts with 34,000 units in the first week of release. More than 1 million copies of the game were sold in 2007, and as of March 2008, 1.31 million copies of the game were sold worldwide. Which, despite the fact the Wii was very much an intended purpose for a different audience, and it was the third game in a series that was following a franchise that barely anybody played, right, outside, because they stopped at Super Nintendo for a bit, didn't touch the 64, went to the GameCube. GameCube was very niche. Prime 1, Prime 2, both very good games, but they didn't get the attention they deserved. And then you went on to, whatever. I'm not sure how much Trilogy sold, and I'm not going to look it up now. But actually, no, I'll have to. I'll have to look it up because Trilogy would have solved a lot of the problems in missing.
It's hard too because that was limited.
Yeah, it was.
Makes it hard.
But despite that, like that was on the Wii U eShop as well. So it would have sold a fair few copies there because it was only $27 for 3 games. It was really good price. Metroid Prime Trilogy sales. Because even if it was limited, it should have still sold a decent amount, right?
I never bought a copy. Did you end up buying a copy?
No.
'Cause I've got Daniel's copy. He let me borrow it. And I never played it. It's just I've still got it. I've had it for like I don't know 10 years. I've had it forever.
Metroid Prime Trilogy sold 642,000 copies still, which is not bad.
Yeah, not too bad, but it's not up there with other Nintendo franchises.
No,
you know?
but when the fuck has that ever determined anything when you look at Animal Crossing?
Animal Crossing sold really well.
That's what I mean. It's sold stupidly well before. Okay, there's actually a wiki for video game sales, right? And I'm looking at it right now. So I'm going to type in Animal Crossing, right? So I'll type in Animal Crossing, hit the button. It's going to take me straight there.
So
Right.
while we're waiting, what point are you trying to make?
My point
trying
is
to-
my point is that like the Switch, in terms of sales wise, it's jacked everything up in sales.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Without question. So if you make a quality video game on the Switch, it's gonna sell, and they fucking know it. But anyway, just to put this in perspective, right? Animal Crossing on the Nintendo 64 sold 210 million copies. On the GameCube, it sold 2.2 million.
Yeah, just remember the 64 was Japan only, so that's why it was
Yes.
so little.
Wild World sold 11 million. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
City Folk tanked. It sold 4 million copies. Sold 7 million less than Wild World. That's crazy. New Leaf sold 12.9 million copies. Yeah. Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer sold 3.4 million.
That's not too bad for that game.
Amiibo Festival sold 490,000. God knows
Jesus.
how. God knows how. But in comparison to like, if you add up all those numbers, every single one in the Animal Crossing series, you're looking at like maybe maybe about 28 million across the entire series. New Horizons has sold 4 million than that.
So
It's just a Switch title.
So what is it? What are the sales at the moment on Wikipedia?
32.63 million. And that one game has outsold the rest of the series combined. And that's how Switch games are. Like they pop off real hard. They don't stop. They just keep going and they smash records.
So that's why I feel like Metroid Prime 4, especially with like the right marketing, the right type of game, if they make a quality product, it could really take off. And I'm looking forward to.
That's kind of just why they need to put Trilogy out on the Switch too, though. They need to really drive this home, I feel.
Yeah, well, I saw a guy on Twitter said it might not happen, so I got really angry at him and sent him a very mean DM.
If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'm not phased about that so much.
Nah.
They need to have some sort of a backlog, which they already have, like on the Wii, but the Wii's extinct now and it was a limited run. You can buy it on the Wii U, but the Wii U, soon enough, its shop will die just as much as anything else has. But even if they do just make a product quality out of it should sell. You would think so anyway. There's a lot of people, whether it be kids or whatever, that sit out there and they're like, I want a first-person shooter. Where's my Call of Duty Warzone on my Switch? Well, don't worry, child. You don't need to buy Warzone. Just buy Metroid Prime 4. Shoot people in that.
Yeah.
It's going to make a multiplayer for it.
Do you think we'll be seeing anything of Prime 4 anytime soon?
I think we'll get an update eventually because I think it's owed.
Yeah, they owe us. God damn it, Nintendo, you owe us.
Well, they kept hyping it. Like they made a huge hype thing. They're like, oh my god, here comes Metroid Prime 4. They're like,
a few months later, we fucked it.
we fucked it. We should have gave it to the developers that developed the first 3 in the first place.
Yeah.
Shite.
That was really weird. It's like, oh, is it being made by Retro? No. It's like, oh shit, maybe we should have done that.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck are you doing, guys? Because no offense to Nintendo's internal development, because they do make some pretty good games.
Yeah, they make a few.
I don't think Metroid is one thing they can go back to and fix themselves. Right?
Well, the Prime trilogy at least, anyway. Well, not the trilogy, but the Prime series.
The Prime series. It was never theirs to touch. You know? Like the IP may be theirs, but Prime in general, it's never been handled by them ever. And Retro having the handle of it, and hopefully like Retro can sort of bring it back to form. They're a good studio. We all know this. When they've always been a good studio, but just hopefully they can add everything into it that needs to be into it to make it fantastic.
It's been a long time since they've obviously made Prime 3, and like a lot of the people are not there anymore. So
No.
all the people that they're hiring, we see like a lot of awesome, people from other studios coming on, whether it's the artists from God of War or whatever have you. Like, you see a lot of these names coming
And it's
up.
shit like that excites me.
Yeah, it's like it's mad. Just thinking of the possibilities. Because it's just such a different type of game as well that we just don't really have on Switch. Like first person shooter wise, you got Apex Legends for free and stuff like that, but it's just kind of not the same as like an exclusive necessarily, where you'll see like the bells and whistles of the Switch shine. Whereas stuff like Apex Legends, it's just like it's ported to the Switch. It's obviously going to run worse and look worse. So it's like an experience that isn't quite as good as it would be on another platform.
Yeah,
But with the
that's right.
exclusive sort of moniker from Nintendo himself, would be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it, but it's sort of just in the back of my head. It's sort of just gone. Since they said, you know what, we're starting again, we're like, all right.
You know what?
In the back of the head it is until now.
I think personally, they would have benefited not calling this Metroid Prime 4 and started with a new story.
I agree. Because like with 3 on the Wii, like Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, and like all the casual people that picked up a Wii, the Wii Sports, they might even have got Mario Galaxy. Like, yeah, I'll play Mario. I played, Mario Bros. 3 on my NES back in the day when I was a young tacker, and this is my second video game console since then. So Metroid Prime 3, I haven't played 1 or 2, and I can't get 1 or 2 at the time, it came out.
Yeah.
And-
I think it would have. Yeah.
And I feel the same way. I didn't play 1 or 2. I didn't have a GameCube, and I didn't get 3. I was a big Nintendo fan, and I didn't go and get.
Well, you better
Metroid
crack out that copy of Dan's Metroid Prime trilogy then, hey.
Yeah, set that sensor bar up and just like, all right, I'm in it, boys.
I know I'll be playing it. I've got it ready to go, and I'm going to play it.
Yeah, well, I've got my Wii. I actually do have my Wii U set up with a sensor bar under the TV, so
Yeah.
got no excuse apart from.
I'm not going to
play other stuff.
100% it or anything, but I'm definitely going to play through it.
Yeah, I will too. Like, sort of got to. It's one of those games where it's always looming on the background. It's like, you know what? I need to play this series.
And the thing is they're really cool games too, because I've like made my way through some of 1 and some of 2, but they were borrowed, so it was not something that like I could just be like, all right, I'm gonna hold on to this until I finish it and then I'll get rid of it. It's kind of like if somebody goes, "Can I have my copy back?" I'm like, yes. So I got through part of 1 and part of 2, and they like cinematography wise and like sort of going through the game, like the whole elevator shaft fight with Ridley, where you're dropping down an elevator shaft and you're looking at the numbers, you're falling, you're like shit, and you got like Ridley flying everywhere around you, and you're like trying to shoot him down while you're not, before you hit the pit and die. Like stuff like that's awesome, and like it's definitely stuff that Metroid does really well. And it's just a shame that, like, obviously it doesn't get more attention than what it does. So if they'd stopped calling it Metroid Prime 4 and started calling it a new Metroid series, I feel like it would have garnered more, like, it would garner a lot more attention.
Yeah. Even if they call it Metroid Prime but don't go with the 4, I wouldn't mind like a start again, like, God of War on PlayStation. Like, they don't put a number on it. They reboot it. It's in a different land, all that type of thing.
Or even if they just did like Metroid, like they called it Metroid Prime, they rebooted it, and then they just gave more story contextuals. Because like I think that's the major problem with Prime, is that like there is a lot of story in the background there, and this is a problem with Hunters that personally you and I have, which is like a constant repetition of bosses, was one of those things. Even though in the end I didn't really care, I just wanted to get through it, move on to the next world. But there is a lack of in your face story about Metroid. That can sometimes make a Metroid game beautiful, but it can also make it tedious. Which is why they tried to do that with Other M, but they did it really poorly. They made Samus from like just badass bounty hunter to like I'm an angsty teenager.
If it would have come from somewhere, Bryce, you got to come from somewhere, man.
I just love how for a while there she had that teammate that became a meme for a while, where he like opens his helmet, he's like, "Remember me?"
No.
No, I didn't play Other M. No, I did though, and I liked it. It was good. Other M was fun. Story aside.
So the gameplay was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was a really unique experiences in Metroid. Like, it was definitely one of the cooler ones.
That's another game now where if you actually want to play it, it's like, all right, let's play it. It's like Sideways Wiimote. It's like, they're the games that are hard to play.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like, I can't say we'd ever fault the Wiimote. I think the Wiimote was pretty revolutionary.
I think it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Don't know about it on the side though.
Yeah.
But playing a 3D game with the D-pad, I don't know about that.
It's one of those things where it's just like odd controller choices make for terrible gameplay.
Why couldn't you use a nunchuck?
Because the way the game was designed was that you were supposed to move around in the 3D sections like that, and then you were supposed to...
I know you can go into first person.
You had to use tilt controls for some things, and then you had to go into first person occasionally, and then it was...
Yeah, but this is my point.
Yeah.
How about it didn't do that?
Yeah, I know.
And it gave you the stick.
I know. And I agree. Like, I'm not saying that.
It's like...
I can see where they've designed it and been like...
Yeah, for sure.
This is necessary.
Could you imagine playing Mario Galaxy with the D-pad with a sideways Wiimote?
Yeah, no, I know.
It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
I think the control... When I think back to Mario Galaxy, I think that is such... understated how that game works so well when you can go upside down with gravity and you have no camera controls whatsoever, but not once are you like, oh shit, where's the camera? Where am I? It's amazing how well designed that camera is. I can't believe it.
Oh, it's dead drop amazing.
Yeah, because like some games where it's just like going from left to right and you're like, oh, the camera, you're trying to swivel it and all that, but that game you're upside down and all that and it doesn't matter.
Oh, like on that tangent too is like, I know that it's just been re-released in the All Stars collection and like not a lot of people are happy with it, but for those playing it the first time, like I just want to state how incredible that game was when it came out. Like, Galaxy was a paragon for the Wii. It proved that you could have an absolutely gorgeous title on the Wii with an orchestral soundtrack, fantastic gameplay and design, and just create something that's completely unique. Even though what you're working with is basically the essentially of what would be a Commodore 64 these days,
Just a flattened GameCube.
just a flattened cube. Yeah.
Oh, I love that at E3. It's like, this is a revolution. It's not a cube anymore. We flattened it. Just throw a tomato at the stage. Where's the handle?
Mother 3! Because I've been complaining about it for that long. But yeah, it can't be understated how amazing that game was. And like as it was in the Metroid Prime 3 when I was reading that thing before, it was obvious that a lot of people loved it. And the Wii was filled with games like that. And
2007. Holy shit.
what a year.
Like,
We are old men.
I mean, just like Metroid Prime 3 and Mario Galaxy, let alone like BioShock and all of the other stuff for other consoles at the time.
Yeah.
Like, that was a year like...
That was a hell of a year.
Like, personally, my favorite year was just 2017, just with everything that came out that year. Because it was just like, it just suited me down to a T, just with like the Switch, Gravity Rush 2 on PS4, obviously Zelda, Mario, everything that came out that year.
But like, that's it though, isn't it? It's like 2007 was a 2017.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
Definitely.
yeah, it didn't seem so important at the time, but then getting 2017, like more recently, you're just like, shit. 2007 was a huge year, wasn't it?
Yeah. And it was different too because I didn't have an Xbox 360 or
Yeah.
access to a lot of the other games either.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
But yeah, when
but you know what that means now, though.
what?
We have to wait for 2027 to get another decent
no.
year.
Oh, it's ports on Nintendo consoles until then.
2027.
We're going to get a port of Breath of the Wild 1. It's like, oh, just 2025 before we get another Zelda game.
I'm wondering if they're working on their next console, like their next big idea.
Oh, of course they are. Yeah.
Like right now, like is that something they're going to be like in 2 years' time? That's what we're releasing. Is the next big idea?
Right now, at the time of recording, I think Japan time is like half an hour ahead of us,
Yes.
or 3 hours or something. So it's pretty much similar time. So they should be in bed at this time. So hopefully not.
You know, there's one person still working in the office on his 60th hour that week,
Yeah, someone who's very passionate or just
forced to work because of
Forced.
salary man. Yeah. But like, yeah,
Firecar was like, you will come up with the next great idea and it will be on my desk by the morning. So, oh shit,
so
all right.
shit, man, shit.
Shit, man.
But like that's the other thing is like going forward now we've got all these young heads and stuff like that. Is the face of Nintendo going to change after this? Like,
yeah, well, it's been changing for a while, I'd say.
yeah, I mean obviously it's going to be like still family friendly and all that stuff, but are they actually going to put more attention to detail in like what they're putting in their hardware specs and you know stuff like that? Because the thing is like people like President Furukawa, he's of the younger generation, like as opposed to the people who ran Nintendo for the last.
Yeah. He's really young.
Yeah, he's
like
really young.
in his 40s.
That's exactly
So
right.
compared to someone who's in their 50s or 60s.
So he's kept up with technology like fairly well as time has come along, because in the time that he's been from his high school days till now, technology has evolved as much as he's been growing, as opposed to like before that, you know, think pre-2000s, technology, like we made a jump to 64-bit from, you know, the 16-bit sort of era, which was the biggest change in general. But then there was that sort of blank spot where the only thing that really improved was like how architectures sort of fix themselves up. Because these days, like Windows PCs and Mac and like all that phones, they all run off 64-bit architecture. They don't go back to 32-bit architecture anymore. And, you know, there's always been sort of like a dip in and dip out of like 32-bit and 64-bit, depending on what kind of a computer you buy or whatever. But they're phasing that out now, so it's sort of like pushed on. And technology has flown to the moon and back. And because of how young he is, he's watched that go. He's probably the type of dude that if he was into video games, I suppose, for the last 20 years, obviously probably a lot longer than that even, because it's 2021 now. So he would have been a kid around the time the first, like the Donkey Kong was coming out and, you know, stuff like that. It is sort of a case of like he's seen it evolved from the time he was a kid up until now. So he's followed the technology as it's gone up. Whereas every other president before were already well grown and they were,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's just it's a really different time for Nintendo as well. Just with the Wii, they got their ass like handed to them with the GameCube. So they're like, all right, we're not going to beat you on your technology, like the PS3, the Xbox 360. We're not going to fight you there. We're going to beat you on price and we're going to beat you on innovation. And they did, and it worked. But now they're in the, I guess, really like no bullshit about it. They're in the tablet space. That they are catering to gamers who want to put something in their pocket, have a really good game experience.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is just selling it to kids who want something to play Fortnite on or Rocket League on or some of these free-to-play games. And they can't fall too behind of what these other devices are doing at the same time.
Yeah, and I mean, this is perfectly plausible, right? But like jacking up to the Switch's price, like coming up to where they were at the time, it was very similar cost to PS4 and Xbox One, you know? And then as Switch got a couple years in it, they were even cheaper and they were putting out more power, more whatever. at a baseline. Sure, they're not like tablets, which, you know, means that the hardware's not as intricate or whatever, and that sort of makes sense. But like going forward in the future, I think both you and I, at least, are very clear in that this is what they need to do now. This is kind of what they've built for themselves. The Switch is obviously very successful. It's a market that the other two are not going to compete in unless it's like smart glass or, I guess, remote play. But they're not going to do it as well as Nintendo does it, at least for the time being. You know, until you get one-to-one gameplay on that, which is going to be extremely difficult. They're never going to beat Nintendo in it. So I think they need to ride it for the next iteration, probably.
Yeah, the other guys are never going to make a handheld. Even Sony, like with the Vita, it was a great device. I think it was fantastic. They just did not have the first party resources to put into it.
No.
And their franchises just did not work on a handheld, really. Like you had Killzone. I think they did a great Killzone game. Uncharted, but it's just a lot of people are just like, why would I want to play that on a tiny handheld? And me, myself, I'm like, yeah, I would like to play it on the handheld. That seems like fun, especially in 2012. That was a really, really nice novelty to play that type of stuff on there. But just having it locked to that small screen. But I guess the Switch, you know, you can have those experiences, but also just dock it in, which makes it a bit easier.
Which is exactly what they can keep doing, but they just need to put more mind and focus. Like they could keep around about the same graphics they've got now for the next generation going in, and I don't think it'd matter too much. But that performance would need to, like, all the way up.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think the performance definitely needs to improve, probably sooner than later.
Yeah,
I think like Age of Calamity and that's like, all right, we need something a bit stronger to play this.
That's right.
I don't think there's any ifs or buts about it.
Well,
it's just it's under 30 frames. It makes it sort of jittery and kind of look less worse.
Yeah, dead on.
Less worse. It makes it look worse.
Yeah.
Less worse. Yeah.
But like thinking of it from that perspective too, like both you and I have next generation, right?
We do.
We've been some of the lucky people that have managed to get our hands on them early. You've got 3 next generation consoles. I've got 1, but I have the 4K TV, so I win. Anyway, no. My point with that is that I went and bought the 4K TV and I got the Xbox. I'm like, right, I really want to see what I'm facing with here and what next generation's about. And just games are so buttery now.
Yep.
They're absolutely delicious. Like, even COD, like, never seen a problem. Well, yes, there was problems with COD in general, but playing that game at, like, friggin' 60 frames per second locked at 4K with ray tracing and all that, it's all beautiful, and it runs buttery smooth as hell, and that's what they're targeting now. They're not targeting graphical fidelity so much anymore. They're targeting performance.
Yeah, because for the most part, like
you can't go much further.
Yeah, when we're playing on PS5 and that, like you're like, I know that looks pretty good on PS4 Pro and they look pretty great on PS5 as well. But now it's just like making them really stable, and because like even this iPad we're looking at now, you can play Fortnite on it at Fortnite when the Apple and Epic sort of a legal case gets settled and maybe if it comes back. But when you could play Fortnite on an iPad Pro, it was at 120 frames, all that nice stuff on a tablet with controller support. So like, you know, obviously this iPad is a lot more than a Switch. It's double the price of the Switch. But, you know, that is the type of competition to some extent. But I know a lot of people aren't going to be like, am I getting a Switch or an iPad? Definitely not. But, you know, if someone's already got an iPad and the kid's happy playing their games on it, they're not going to be asking for a Switch.
No.
That's just the...
Performance needs to improve. It is the generation of performance.
Yeah, and I've never been like a frame counter or anything like that. I've never been...
Not until now.
Yeah, it's sort of just been something, especially like on Xbox or whatever, you just open up a game, it boots right up, and you can rely on that frame rate to be there, and I don't need it to be at 120 or anything like that. That's pushing it to where it's going to be making everything else go down quite a bit. But
yeah,
I think just locking it at 60, keeping it nice and fresh,
would
be good.
And I mean, that's what I'm trying to say is not until now have I really cared about that either. But this generation is about
yeah.
Except for like maybe your shooters. That's probably
Yeah, that is important.
with Final Fantasy 14, even that I was talking about earlier. For years, I played that at like anywhere between 20, 25 and 30 FPS.
Oof. Oh,
Right.
30, that's all right.
You know, and like I dealt with it because I'm like, it's fine. I don't care. I enjoy the game. But these days, it's not about it's not so much about graphical fidelity anymore. They like to make it like it's a big deal, like ray tracing and how ray tracing makes everything look. But ray tracing affects your lights. It doesn't affect like everything else that's sort of going on around them. Lights make things look prettier by default. If you open a game from 2012 and use reshade to put extra lights on it, it looks prettier. Right?
Yeah.
You don't have to have fucking ray tracing to prove that. You can already do that. So they make a big deal about ray tracing and all that, improving graphical fidelity. But at the end of the day, it's just extra lighting, and there's no more going else behind that. What it is making sure that that extra lighting doesn't impede your gameplay, which is why it's the generation of performance. And that is exactly why Nintendo really need to move into that space at this point. Because it's the generation of performance. They don't need to improve the graphics anymore if they don't want to, because people aren't necessarily looking for that anymore. Most of their targets is in performance.
Yeah. I know there's going to be some people out there being like, you know what, I'm happy with my Switch. I do not give a shit. I'm not that type of graphics person, performance person, because, you know, the last 10 years of Nintendo marketing has made us that way at some point. I remember those arguments in the schoolyard being like, you know, PS3, I know you've got your HD graphics and all this type of stuff, but it's all about the gameplay. Do you remember those conversations, Bryce?
Absolutely.
It's about the gameplay. So God forbid, you know, PlayStation have good gameplay. Like, oh, they don't have that. They've only got graphics. Of course they had good gameplay.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. But
So God of War, that plays awful. So one of the best action games out there, but no, it's about the gameplay.
yeah, but you know, past to those days where performance was sort of just like a non-issue for most people. It's what gaming's moving towards now, and it kind of has to.
Yep, we know that snobbery that started off in, like, you know, the high end PC market, it's come down to, say, like, you know, the Xbox Series X, the probably not the PS4 Pro, but with the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. And it's even seeping into the Nintendo community. You know, so we want performance, God damn it.
Yeah, because that's the next step.
I can imagine Furukawa just in his his office at the very top of Nintendo HQ, being like, "Oh my God, they're here. They want performance. They want performance. Oh God, no. We're gonna have to put in some more expensive parts and not make as much on each console. God damn it."
What are you kidding? He's probably got the next Switch in there, or at least the one. He's probably got the Switch that's beyond the Switch Pro. That's got like 4K, true 8K, true 8K OLED lighting, and, you know, fucking 752 gig RAM and inbuilt with a 8 terabyte hard drive or flash drive. You know, things that are like not even potentially possible yet, you know. And he's probably just living it up, being like, yes, I love playing my Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 8K that has the graphics on the same parity level as like Immortals Phoenix Rising on a Xbox Series X or PS5 at like true 4K 120 FPS. Oh, you know, like,
It's probably just a console with a screen, and all it is a window which you step into, then you're in that world.
that's exactly right. Yeah.
That's what he has.
You know what? Nintendo will be the first company to do that.
You reckon?
Absolutely. They'll be the first company to do that.
What, their foray into VR was literally cardboard. So you reckon they're going to be the first company to actually
Like,
have some like
because they're going to
rift to their games.
They're going to run out of a unique experience lately, like eventually rather. They're going to run out of them eventually, and they're going to have to be like, you are the game. It's like, we've given you the Wiimote before.
Hey, look, we've already had that marketing spiel to us before with Xbox Connect. You are the controller.
Yeah, but, you know, that was a shit marketing spiel because they already tried to do that with the iToy.
I remember my dad, he loved the iToy. He went over to the family friends and was like, I was playing the iToy, man. That's cool.
Oh, yeah, I'm dead. I'm playing pop the bubbles. Yeah.
Look at me, I'm dead. You're a dad. Do you say that? Look at me, I'm dead.
I'm a dad.
No, see, what we do is we look for the alpha dad and we like pretend to be them. So it's just like if I was playing a game, like, oh, I'm a bit like you. Look at this phone.
You're just mocking the alpha dad in the room.
Yeah.
So, does that mean I have to mock you? Because we're the only two guys in the room. You're the only dad.
Yeah.
You're obviously the alpha male. You're the,
Oh, look at me. I'm Bryce Stewart.
look at me, I'm Bryce. I'm on a podcast. I'm talking about performance.
I'm popping bubbles. All right. I think it's probably about time we stop spieling.
Yeah, well, that was fun. I enjoyed our little spiel there.
E3 conversations are always fun,
They are fun, yeah. It's an exciting time of
especially
year.
when they go off in tangents.
It's an exciting time of year, especially since we didn't get it last year.
No,
Last year, like the announcements for all companies was just drawn out so long, and I enjoy just sitting down and be like, all right, I'm even interested what EA is doing, what Ubisoft is
I
doing.
don't know about EA, but yeah.
Look, was it 2019? I woke up at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, whatever it was, for EA's conference, and
You got guts, kid.
yeah, I definitely did, and I watched it. I'm like, that's what I expected, but E3, get hyped, son. They did some announcement about
Just
some
too bad
Sims 4 update, and I don't know.
Sims 4.
I don't know what the fuck I'm on about.
I just hate that it's on a public holiday weekend for here this weekend. This year, brother.
Does that make it better though?
Not really.
So when we got the time off. Is it over the weekend? I got no idea. We'll figure it out in another episode anyway.
Yeah.
When all that stuff's happening, but
It's gonna make it harder for me. I know. I could tell now.
do you have plans for that weekend?
No,
Go away
yeah.
with the family, or
I had Beachport asking me to come back for. She's like, "What?" They're like, "What can you work on the public holiday weekend?" I'm like, "I don't fucking know." I'm like,
yeah, they asked me to. I'm like, oh, it's my birthday that weekend too. I'd rather just.
I don't think I even replied.
you let enough.
No, because I was in Ballarat at the time. I'm like, look, I'll get back to you when I get back home. Like,
Yeah, but you didn't, did you? You lied.
I did. I got back to them about when I'm available to work week by week, but I never said anything about the public holiday weekend.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, I've got a primary job there now that like will probably want me. So I'm kind of like, well,
Yeah, they will.
I love Beachport, I do, but yeah, I'm starting to get tired of having two jobs.
Speaking of which, we just got a message in our group chat. Someone wants to swap a Sunday shift.
I'm good. Who wants to swap the shift?
Oh, well, I don't know. I'm not going to say on the podcast, but
It's HS.
HS.
No.
You're gonna swap for that shift, Bryce? Nah.
I haven't even got shifts yet. Are you going back in June?
Look, probably not, man. Because just still flat out in the farm. July still flat out in the farm. August got a honeymoon planned.
Never going to
September
see it work ever again.
probably not.
Play the violin.
So it might be a while before I do hospitality again. Maybe might do the odd shift here and there. I'm not quite sure.
I said to them, I'm only going to go back for one shift a week. I can't do that anymore. And by the sounds of it, like they're ready to like slam me all weekend. I can't do that anymore.
I'll slam you a weekend. You know what I mean?
After my mental state last year, like I can't bring myself to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. It's
Got difficult. Working two hospitality jobs, you just get so sick of people.
yeah. Well, it's not even that. It's just you need time to yourself. Like I said at the start of the podcast, when I came home, I'm like, oh, just over it. I just sat down on my Switch and I'm like, oh, I just wanted freaking Mario. I wanted something happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when I got
And I
off work
loved
today, I sat in the Woolworths parking lot for 45 minutes before I actually did anything because I went to go do the shopping. I literally sat in the car, parked at Woolworths. I'm like, I'm just going to sit here.
Yeah. Just debrief. Sort of, think about things, work through it,
Yeah.
get some peace and quiet. I get it, man. I think a lot of people get that as well.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not.
I don't think it's a problem unique to me. Don't get me wrong. Trust me. Yeah, that is just how it is, man. And it's sort of important to look after your mental health. And I'm starting to realize now that like running between two hospitality jobs, because I don't even really want to work hospitality anyway anymore.
Especially two of them, man. Especially two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
I want to go back and help them. I really do, but I'm just so sick of working
Yeah.
hospitality.
Like, yeah, our job at Beachport is one of the best places you can work. Just that the bosses are
yeah.
so friendly, the staff are just awesome, get
Yeah.
along with them so well. It's just when you're doubling up, it's
hard.
It's hard, yeah.
Yeah. If I could have a permanent position there and I could work like such amount of time a week, I'd be fine.
Yeah, definitely.
But neither of my jobs offer permanent positions, so yeah, I don't really get that option.
Yeah. No, it's definitely something I've been thinking a lot about this year, just trying to really like monitor my mental health, just being like, all right, this is getting a bit too much. I'm feeling this way. I need to do this or try and get this organized so then I can have some time there or whatever have you. I think it's really important to try and monitor that because
Yeah, you have to.
like a few years ago, I was like, fuck, I was in a bad spot because I was just sharing, hated sharing. I was working at the pub. That's time I don't have towards things I like doing or spending time with my partner or friends or whatever. So yeah, no, it does get hard. And I think that's something all of us put up with every now and again.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
We should probably stop airing our grievances on the podcast.
No, that's all right. So we're very honest here, Bryce. Very honest. Very honest.
I'm aware of that.
Anyway, well, a lot of them people might not even be listening at this point. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, who knows?
Well, I was listening to another podcast. I actually do a hashtag at the end of theirs, see if people listen all the way. So hashtag Bryce's bouncy gullet.
Bryce's bouncy gullet. How do you spell that?
I was going to say Bryce's bouncy balls, but
how do you say that, Drew?
Bryce's bouncy gullet.
How do you spell it, Drew?
BRYCESBUNCEYGULLET.
There you go.
Bryce's bouncy gullet.
Bryce's bouncy gullet.
Anyway, we've
Hashtag
definitely lost
that.
it. We've definitely lost everyone on it now. Anyway, but for those who haven't, thank you very much for listening to the House of Mario episode 189. If you enjoy the show, you can leave us a review. You can follow us on Twitter. Who gives a shit? You listen this long, you probably figured that out. It's really, really a thrown together episode this week, Bryce.
But that's okay.
But that's okay. That's all right. We'll be back next week stronger than ever, won't we, Bryce?
That we will.
That we will. And until then, the doors to the House of Mario are closed. We'll catch you later.
Bye.